Welcome to Stage Door with Michael.
And Divina!
Yes, I'm Michael.
And I'm Divina. And we're going to be meeting lots of really exciting and wonderful people up and down the country in Theatreland.
Yes, and we're basically hanging out at stage doors to meet our favourite superstars, I was going to say.
Superstars. We're meeting loads.
It's because I'm starstruck by our guest.
As you should be. And we're about to find out all that we can from the incredible Dan Partridge!
Welcome to Stage Door.
That's the best intro I think I've ever had for anything. That was absolutely brilliant.
I love that.
Well,
Thank you for having me.
You know, you've got two very accomplished hosts here, you see. I can't get a job in theatre, but I can host anything that you like.
Oh dear, no. And I can't believe I messed up the intro. I should have started again. We've got the facility
You're like,
to
no,
do that.
can't do it again.
No, I enjoy
superstars.
it. It
Yeah.
makes you more human.
Life is
With it,
where it's
part-
at.
Exactly. So, Dan, tell us, how are you? Where are you? What's happening?
I'm really good. Thank you. I'm currently in Birmingham, in lovely, exotic Birmingham, at the Alexandra Theatre doing Here and Now, the Steps
Here
musical.
and now.
Oh, what? No,
How's
later.
that been?
Honestly, it has been so much fun. It has been the campus most brilliant, fun thing ever. And also been like a 3-week playing run, which is just right. Like, we finished on Saturday. We had press like last Tuesday, and
Yeah.
we're closing on Saturday. And it's kind of nice, you know, it's kind of nice to kind of just go in and do something and then not have to kind of slog it around on tour for like 18 months and hate everyone by the end, you know what I mean?
That's the reality
What
of
show was
theatre.
that in?
No comment.
So obviously, you get to be home for Christmas, and then obviously you're going into the incredible Kinky Boots in the new
Yeah,
year.
I'm in Leicester for Christmas, so I'm get to come home at the weekends, which is nice. But I'm rehearsing there, yeah.
I am also in Leicester for Christmas. But I am at
Really?
Montfort Hall doing Panto.
Oh,
So-
not bad.
So
Yes,
I
okay,
shall
great.
see you over Christmas. Let's go and
I
have
am
some coffee.
definitely coming.
I'm in
Definitely coming to
Vietnam,
the
I'm just
Panto.
up the road.
You've ruined it for everyone.
I
I mean,
know,
we
we
need to
could
get
have
onto
had
that
an
because I need to
in-person
hear about that. Yeah.
But of course, I'm at De Montfort, and you're at Leicester Curve, aren't
Yeah.
you? Have
Yeah,
you ever
yeah.
have you worked with the Curve before?
Yeah, a few times, yeah. So I've worked with Nikolai at the Curve on Greece, which I did for 700 years.
Yeah.
And then I did a Vita there last Christmas, which was really fun, very creative. And yeah, it's kind of like a Curve production with Royo, who are actually doing this as well, Here and Now. And it's, yeah, we're going to basically put the show on at Leicester. We're going to rehearse it there, open it for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to tour it for 6 months. It'll be really
Great.
fun. Yeah.
It's- the Curve is quite a different venue, though, isn't it, to most other venues around the
Yeah.
country?
Yeah, it's unique, but I think I sort of say grown to love it. That sounds like that, but I really have. Like, it's great. Like, the kind of get a really good community feel there, and you really get to know everyone.
Mm.
But the layout of it's quite unique, isn't it? And you know, for anyone who's never been, or you know, you guys have never been there, the kind of concourse of the theatre runs around the actual house. So when you come off the stage, you're like straight amongst the audience. So you're gonna like covered in sweat, just come off the stage, and people are like, "Great show, loved it," and you're like, "You know, just give me 2 minutes to just go up there and take push them off." But it's great. I really like it there. It's a really nice place to work.
So you're heading into Kinky Boots with Johannes Radebe, and are there any? This is like a brand new imagining of the show, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not going to be like, you know, it's not going to be the set or the scenery or the costumes or
Yeah.
you know, the things that other people have already seen. So is there? I know that you're not quite into rehearsals yet, but
Yeah.
is there anything that you already know has shifted and is going to be different, or anything that we should expect, or is it, you know,
I actually really wish I could. I really wish I could, you know, pull back the curtain on it. That's not an expression, but I'm making one. But I know that it will be a kind of a bit grittier. Nikolai's words, not mine. And yeah, a little less kind of glossy than the original one, which was made on Broadway. It was made in America, I think, wasn't it? by like Jerry Mitchell, etc. And it was an amazing production. But it's kind of daunting and kind of really exciting to be doing a brand new version of it. But I think we're certainly going to be leaning into the kind of getting to the kind of crux about what's going on and leaning into the side of like working class town and the juxtaposition of the two cultures of like kind of, you know, drag queen and the whole drag scene, and then people who just have no idea and don't get it. And I think what I know we're going to be doing is really highlighting those two colors in the show, you know, and being like, oh yeah, we don't get this, and it's like yes, and then obviously the journey you have kind of through that. That's I know is kind of how we're going to go about it. But
have you read the book by the guy, you know, who originates the story?
No.
It's a very, very different.
Really?
It's yes. Not only is it more gritty, it's the show is called what it's called for a reason.
Yeah. Wow. That's actually a great heads up, because I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it for sure.
He's an interesting guy. He is an interesting guy.
Right.
The guy who.
Do you want to elaborate on that, or should we just leave that?
I mean,
that's the after-hours stage door.
I mean,
yeah.
They'd made so many of the boots that he just had a sort of lockup, and occasionally he will still sell the boots from the original factory. So there are still some of the kind of, you know, unused, still boxed. But you know, he was from what I've heard and read. The boots weren't just for Lola.
Mm.
Yeah. So for anyone that's listening that's confused, how about we get Dan to explain the plot of Kinky Boots that they might be seeing?
Should we do that? We can do that.
So the story of Kinky Boots. Hello, children. Come and sit down.
Children?
Yeah. So we meet Charlie Price, who comes from Northampton town, and whose father recently passes away, who owns a factory making gentleman's brogues. Basically, I think has read the script and is learning the script. And somewhere along the way on a trip to London, he meets Lola, who is a drag queen superstar. And actually it's kind of funny because I'm like, oh, do I want to say all the plot and kind of give away for anyone that might be interested who doesn't know? But long story short, he finds a kind of niche in the market to make Kinky Boots. And then lots of interesting things unfold, and they all learn a lot about each other. And big happy clappy ending, and lots of people wearing Kinky Boots. Terrible explanation, but it's one. Yeah.
There's drag queens, there's a lot of dancing, the songs are amazing, which we'll get to a bit later on. But I think it also opens people's minds, I think, to, you know, don't judge a book by its cover and all of that style, isn't it? And look for other opportunities where you might not have originally looked.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm really excited about, especially doing something that's kind of really feel good now. I think we could probably all attest to there's nothing really like being a part of something where you leave the stage and you finish your shift or your basically whatever you're doing for work and going, oh wow, you know, the feeling you get from people and what you've done, it's like a lot of fun. You know what I mean? That is something that is it really makes going to work easier, doesn't it? Like I think
you start the show wearing those brogues and finish the show wearing the heels. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Which is probably there's probably a metaphor in there that we can unearth. But yeah.
Okay, so let's go way back. Let's talk about Baby Dan. Did you always know you wanted to be in theatre? What was the moment? Was there a moment when you were like, right, this is what I'm going to do?
Yeah, I think when I was about 14, I had like danced a little bit. I remember my mum taking me to tap dance because I was kind of like, you know, that kid who kind of wouldn't sit still. She took me to a tap class when I was like about 6 years old. And she said, I'm not buying you tap shoes unless you like it. So I was there, sat in my school shoes, like, on a wooden bench at the local dance school, and all the girls ran out of tutus, and I was like, they just like ran out. And so I kind of didn't revisit it until I was about 14 when I started doing drama classes and stuff, and then joined a youth theatre in Bournemouth, which is near where I'm from. and it was brilliant. And I remember turning up and being like, "This is absolutely amazing." And yeah, kind of went from there really. And I think the kind of moment I realized I wanted to be doing this was when I was seeing people 4, 5, 6, 7 years older than me, kind of studying, getting degrees or diplomas, and working and making a living doing it. I was like, as if you can do this and earn money for it. That was the point where I was like, yes, and I think even since then, and even since graduating or whatever, I've always just been like, if I'm doing this for a job, I'm laughing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't always feel like this, and sometimes we can get a bit like caught up with, the politics and the journey. We can get lost and that. But I think I always try and come back to that and be like, this is great. To actually be able to do this and live in a country where it's possible, and live in a culture where it's possible as well. Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Bournemouth? What was that like? If you were on the tourist board, what should people do while they're in Bournemouth?
That is great. It's beautiful, seaside town. Yeah, it's lovely. I'm from Poole, which is basically next door. But it's great. So I studied in Bournemouth, and it's like a huge kind of open system. Like, yeah, had my friends lived like all over there, and yeah, but it was a wonderful place to grow up. I've got 3 brothers, one of which Michael knows extremely well, very very dear friend of Michael's. And yeah, it was a great time. I've got 3 brothers in total. My parents are both teachers, so pretty ordered house sometimes. But yeah, it was a wonderful place to grow up.
Amazing. Are you going to carry on?
Oh, I shouldn't I? It's me. Sorry, I didn't read this. I
It's
wrote it, but I
me.
didn't read it. It's me. We're going to play a little game now, Dan.
Oh,
Are you
that's nice.
ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I thought frozen. I was like,
You don't have to do anything.
I've broken the stream of my boring story.
Well, I'm just sat here like this. Is it me? It's me. So what we've been doing with everybody is we've been giving them 30 seconds to name as many musicals as they possibly can. And I think the top number is 24. I think.
So.
Oh my God.
We should have a leaderboard up, but we're not very organised.
I've written them down. I've written some down.
Oh
right,
God.
don't give him time to think. Come on, Divina.
Okay. Oh yeah, don't.
Yeah, I was
no
like, do
time
I
to
look
think,
it up
no time
quickly?
to
Like,
think.
no.
All right, are you
I'll send you
ready?
a
Here we go.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Here another Steps musical: Kinky Boots, Mamma Mia, Grease, Hairspray, Starlight Express, Lion King, Operation Mincemeat, Les Miserables, MJ the musical, Thriller the musical. This was really hard. A Little Night Music, Merrily We Roll Along, Company, Into the Woods, In the Heights, God, Phantom of the Opera.
Stop!
Saigon.
I can't even count.
Because it's so funny when your mind goes through that
I'm
one,
so
isn't it? 'Cause
busy
you're like,
just staring at you, going, "Okay, he's doing really well. How many more is
Yeah.
he gonna get? He's
did
doing
you
really
like
well."
did you like find me on the journey, going
I
like
think
reading off the CV, cringe,
I
and
was
then
gonna
being
say
like
the first
finding
thing.
my way down Shaftesbury Avenue, and then going through like composers and that. It was a mess.
No, it was great. I
No,
think you
it's
got
good.
16.
Yeah.
That's not very
Wait,
strong,
No,
but
No,
that
I
is
think
very.
that's fine. That's great.
I think we've had a 24 and a 23, but they were way above. Then the next one down's like 16. So
And I think we've had a 9.
hey,
So
oh hey, it's all good. It's all good. I'll sleep tonight. No, there's
Yeah.
a 9.
exactly.
good.
It's fine. It's fine.
Like, I don't know any.
So training to obviously learn the craft. Tell us about training, whether you advise training, how long was your training, where did you go, what did you do? Hit it.
So I moved to London at 18 and studied at Arts Ed, which was brilliant, and I really enjoyed my time there. And yes, I would advise training of some sort, but I think that if there's anything I've learned, it's that there's definitely not one rule, for all. One, obviously. It can really be whatever, and I actually think that there are certain kind of academies and schools that put you on a certain path that is really useful, and you kind of get gold stamped to a certain degree, having been to certain places. But I think that a lot of the times, a lot of casting directors are looking at universities and other courses and are very open to. I think it's actually quite fashionable to find people who haven't taken the more conventional course of going to drama school and being like, oh, well, actually, we found this kid and he's a singer and he's doing this. And that's kind of more of a, I don't know, I think that's more sought after and a more exciting thing to in from a casting point of view. So I think there's definitely all different ways of getting in, but it's certainly, you know, working from 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m. at night, you're going to be learning a hell of a lot. It's obviously a bumpy road for a lot of people, but I loved it. I had a really good time. But it was quite funny because when I graduated, I was like, you know, I'm one of the best in my year. I've got this. I'm gonna walk into stuff, you know, and I was brought down. And I was like, didn't really work for a year and didn't really do that much, and probably was the healthiest thing for me, you know, to be like, this is the reality. Oh, I thought I could do this, that, and the other, but then I would get to the second round of this and the final of that, and I kind of look back and go, that was really formative, and that was really, really useful, because I think that, not that, you know, people need humbling at that kind of age, but I think it's good to kind of understand where you're at and go, okay, I need to work harder at this, and this, and yeah. So then,
and it made you know that that's what you wanted to do. Like, you were happy to get the nose to then go, no, I'm going to keep going.
Exactly. And I have loads of friends who kind of got the same kind of nose and be like, okay, like, do you know what? This is just not for me. And I think if anything, it just gave me more of I think every time I would get encouragement or even knockbacks, if anything, it gave me more of a drive to kind of go on and keep working. And then when the ball started rolling and getting stuff, I think my ceiling was I was just kind of getting bigger and bigger ambitions. And I remember actually when I was doing Danny in London, I was like, I don't really know where to go from here. I don't really know like what. And I'm thinking, no, I want to do this, and this. And I think it's good for us, isn't it, to kind of go, to always look up. It's kind of, yeah, it's good. It's healthy, I think.
Yeah. What do you think it was that clicked for you that got you from being like the second, you know, being in the final round for stuff to actually landing the job? Because there is a sort of, there's like a turning point, I think, for everybody. Some people just have amazing, you know, audition technique,
and it all just
when you're going for a role, you have to bring something slightly different. So what do you think was the turning point in that for you?
I think it was almost like not caring anymore, but I think I'd gotten to a point where I was like, well, I'm not going to get this. I'm just going to enjoy myself. And I remember being in the finals I had about three different things that I was like, oh, maybe one of these will come through, but like they probably won't. And I had a final for Mamma Mia, and they cast me as Pepper, and that was then my third kind of big job doing that in London. And I remember thinking that I don't really know why they're giving me this job, because I'm not really right for the character. Like, I'm a bit too tall. I can't normally just like flips and stuff, and I was like, can't do that. So don't really know why I'm here. But I was like, I'll take it. Yes, I'll take a year in the West End. So I remember turning up, and we were in rehearsals, and I said to the associate choreographer one day, I was like, why did you give me the job? Like, why? And because I genuinely was like, I don't know why you would have picked me over other people, which was like, you know, a pretty like low confidence thing to say, actually, like thinking back on it. And she was like, oh, you're just like right for the character. And she was like, oh, you're just a Pepper. And I remember thinking like, oh, that's kind of changed my entire thinking, because they just wanted to cast me because it's me, and go, oh, but we want Dan in the show, so therefore put him in. And then I was like, oh, you just got to be yourself and just have fun with it. And that for me was the turning point. So then I was like, great. So I'm not going to try and fit in a box and go into an audition and go, right, I'm auditioning for, I don't know, Marius and Les Mis, and I'm going to be this version of me. I'm just going to be me. And then if they don't want it, then there'll be something else that hopefully someone would. Because unfortunately, a lot of the times in music theatre, obviously you're, you know, not in control of carving out your own career. You know, there's only so much control you can have, and that's probably one of the biggest frustrations, isn't it? So yeah, that was kind of the big, you know, that
didn't launch the career, but obviously from then you've had some amazing shows. I've seen your face on many a billboard in London, on the Tube, outside the Dominion. You know, what would be your highlights?
Yeah, probably that. I mean, that was a pretty special moment. I think I remember being rehearsals and they said, oh, the artwork's going up outside the theatre. You know, I was like rehearsing in Holloway Road, and then coming down with Olivia, who is Sandy, and we went down, just the two of us, and I came up the thing, and then I saw it, and I was like, I remember literally taking my breath away, being like,
I just got
can't believe this.
Like, thinking about that moment for you.
Honestly, like, I just remember thinking, like, I just knew how special it was in the moment. I thought, this could be the only time I ever have this. And yeah, it was very, very special. And I remember just being like, I just proud of myself, you know what I mean? And it was just nice to have that moment for you and go, just take a moment of reflection. It was quite cool. It was just the two of us kind of just taking it in and being like, yeah, this is great. And every day when I come into work, I would always look at it and always just like absorb that and be like, this is amazing.
So for listeners,
so yeah, probably
Dan was Danny in Greece, and you'd played Danny before, and before you got to the Dominion. Is that right?
Yeah, which is kind of why it was like almost more satisfying, because I did a tour in 2019, obviously the same production, toured it for about 5 months, and then I signed up for a really long tour in 2020. That was about a year long, and then COVID. But then that tour did happen again after I'd gone to South Korea and come back doing another job, and we toured for a few months, and then they said the show's going to the West End, and like, you know, we'll let you know with interest and availability. So obviously everyone's freaking out, like, what are they going to take me? And I thought, well, I'd done a few hundred shows at this point, and I was like, well, if they're going to take me, or if they're going to maybe put, you know, someone more famous in my place, whatever, like, I was feeling okay about it. I was like, you know, whatever. Sorry. And then the day I found out was my last week on the second tour. And I think because I'd done the first tour, I'd done the second tour, and I had invested so much in it, and I'd gotten like ridiculously passionate about Grease the musical. I was just really proud to have gotten that job then, you know. So yeah, it was a really nice moment, because one of my best friends was the resident director, and I went to meet him for dinner, and my partner was also there. I was in Leeds at the time. It was my last week of tour, and my agent called me and was like, they want you to play the role in London. And I was like, I just remember being like, but they said, this is happening, I had warm up in about 5 minutes, and they said, don't tell anyone at work. And then I went to work, and I walked into warm up, and I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to be a West End leading man. And I was like, I'm just processing this like for the first time. And proper walking into work and just being like, I want to tell everyone. And like, yeah. You know, I was like, I'm a bit of a talker anyway. I've got a bit of a big mouth. And I was just like,
don't we all here?
I was like, it was like the Tuesday of the last week. I was like, this is really hard. On it.
Why would they tell you just before the warm-up as well?
I know, but then they were like, oh, you know, we wanted you to enjoy your last week. Because they basically wanted to wait till the contract was done for if they couldn't keep certain people, or if they, you know, wanted to have someone and maybe someone else. So they wouldn't have the politics of going, oh, they've kept 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everyone else cut. So I understand the politics, but then they kind of were like, oh, well, we know we want to keep him. So I was just like, oh, this is great. But it was quite a funny thing. But then I had a friend of mine, Karina, who was playing Miss Lynch, came up to me like 3 days later, being like, have you had a phone call this week? I was like, yeah. And she was like, so have I. I was like, just like trying to be on the down low with everyone else, just like sweating, being like, yeah. It's a bit of a hard one, but you know.
Was it the version with Jocasta in as well?
Yeah, with Jocasta. Jocasta. She joined us in 2022.
Yeah.
2022. Yeah. Yeah. And then we did both the West End contracts together, 2022, 2023. Yeah, she was amazing. She's so good. She's really imperious, and yeah.
She's great. It's Jocasta, and so talented. My God.
Oh yeah.
And the cast as a whole were just phenomenal for the show. And it's not the only show that you've done. You've done loads and loads of different shows, haven't you? You've done Starlight. I had a little dig. I had a little dig through your social media, and there was something about a naked warm up. So I wanted to know about that.
Yeah.
And is there video evidence of this?
I'll send it to you later, Davina. Yeah. There's naked skate warm up. So you know that the set over there in Germany, right? It's like this skate park, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. I love the story that they built the set and then they built the building around it. I just think that's the coolest thing ever. Like, you know, where does that happen? And yeah, on the last day, and anyone who's leaving, they just kind of skate around in their underwear. And then there's a thing called oh God, I can't remember what it's called now. It's called the rounds and up or whatever, where basically you skate around just to like warm you up or whatever, and you go right to the set, and then people be taking their bras off and their pants, and then they just come literally butt naked, yeah. And it was great. But you're kind of filled with like, oh my God, shock, this is amazing. I mean, that's one of many stories from that time that are very
If people are going down the ramp, everything else is going up, right? Like...
It's just everywhere. It's another time that I just don't know if that happens anymore, and I really doubt it does.
Oh, that's a shame.
I love that.
That's hilarious.
I love that you dig through my CV and gone, oh well, what's all this naked?
That's the thing she picked out. It's like,
yeah,
he's done all these things. So the naked skate.
So tricky.
You're really accomplished, but what about this naked moment?
What's all that about?
So then maybe we should loop back around. Let's loop back around.
Yeah,
to
we
Kinky
should.
Boots.
We should come back.
Michael's like, help.
Cyndi Lauper, right?
I did. Yeah, that was great. That was great. It was so cool. Like she's kind of bonkers and like totally mad, but really cool. Actually, really cool. And she's really punky, and yeah, it was really funny because when we met her, she was like, right, I need this light like this, I need this light like that. And me and Jojo were just kind of like waiting outside the room, like with the dragon inside the room, just like, we need this. And I was like, oh, this is great. But she was really cool. I mean, you know how these things are when you're kind of doing press things where you have to ask certain questions and you're like, I just want to chat, you know? So we had a nice chat afterwards, which was really, really cool. But also it was the week before Glastonbury this year, and I was going and she was performing. So I was like, oh, you're performing Glastonbury? And I'd done my research and I was like, oh, it's been, you know, however long since your last one. How are you feeling about performing? I was like, this would be a cool conversation. She was like, yeah, I can't wait. And I was like, I'll be there. And I was like, fishing for that. Do you know what I mean? I was fishing for her to be like, hey, come on back. You know what I mean? Like I was just waiting for that. I was like, just pretty quick. That's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'll see you from the crowd. I'll see you there.
See you from miles away.
But she was really, really cool, and she's really excited for the show to be back in, because I'm putting on Leicester and it's set in Northampton. It's kind of East Midlands. She referred to it as the North, which I thought was really, really funny. And I was like, oh, people in Newcastle are really going to be shaking their heads at that one. But she was really, 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 really cool. And yeah, she actually did like describe the show as a happy pill herself. She said that's why I love it so much, because people come and then they leave just feeling really great.
Yeah, I think it is that though. Like,
yeah,
we live in these crazy times, which actually a show which just makes you feel great.
Yeah,
and, you know, yeah, we all need a little bit of that. And talking about feeling great, you won Best Actor for, now I don't know how to pronounce this, Ete?
Ete, yeah.
Whoa, how did you see that? Multilingual here. And you won that at the This Is England Film Festival in Rouen. So, one, amazing, well done, fantastic. What I want to know is, as an actor, having won Best Actor for a performance in a film like that, what is the piece of advice that you would give to a budding actor when they are coming to a script?
Oh, that's a lovely question. I think learn the lines. Good one. I think
that's what I fucked up. Sorry. Oh, God damn it.
Good one. I think that it's understanding, because I think when you're having to learn the lines, you have to realize how the character is going to be processing the words you're saying, you know. So I guess my advice normally is find the funny in it, you know, like find the fun in it and find the human within the character saying the lines. That's normally the first thing I find. And as I'm exploring them and practicing saying the lines, I find that kind of, I'll instinctively do certain things, and often I will encourage myself to follow the instinct, because if I do that, I'm going to be making a confident choice. So I think it's a really useful thing as a budding actor, when you're working with a director, is to give a really strong option, because then the director can go, this is great. Or they'll go, okay, no, but try this, but always offer up an option, you know. So I think that would be kind of a key piece of advice that I would give to a budding actor, because I think it's easy to kind of regurgitate what's on the page and think, you know, what they're intending with this. But if you just go, I think it's this, trust in yourself as an actor to make that choice, and then someone will tell you if it's wrong.
Love that. Well, what a great way to sort of close our thing. Thank you so much for joining us. Close. Before you go, we just want to play. We've been doing a little game where we get a guest to sing a line from the show they're in, and then the next guest has to try and finish the line. So our last guest was Jordan Kleibernet, who's going into Scissorhands, and they sang this line that I'm going to sing, and then you've got to sing the next line, and then I'm going to ask you for a line from Kinky Boots that we will then get the next guest to sing. Okay, this is an easy one, and I didn't realise this was in the show Scissorhands, but here we go. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Where the house
It's an easy one.
I think those are the words, but I don't know for sure.
Those are probably the exact ones. Never
I
used.
think they're the exact ones, yeah. Bit of Hebrew in the middle. That
was very me learning a script right there.
Okay,
I'm trying to find the funny, but I can't learn the line.
Go to Kinky Boots. Go to Kinky Boots. Have you got a line of a song that we can finish for next guest?
Yeah.
Okay. We may be facing the impossible.
Love it.
Okay.
And
That's
tell us
my
where we
first
can
line.
catch you. Those people wanting to see Dan Partridge in Kinky Boots, where can they find you?
You can catch me in Kinky Boots touring around the UK. For 6 months, there will definitely be a venue near you, and you can't see me unless it's sold out, which is really exciting. But yeah, from Stockton-on-Tees to Dublin to Edinburgh to
and Manchester,
Truro and Manchester, of
I
course.
walk past your face most days.
Hey,
I
just
blow
not
a
on it, I
kiss.
hope.
I go, hello, Dan.
Amazing.
Hello
well, we'll
there.
come and see you somewhere around the UK for sure. Thank you so much,
that'd be
Dan,
great.
for joining us
Thank
at
you
Stage
so much.
Door.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
See you soon.